Another question we frequently get, in some variation, right? Should I pay my loans off as fast as I can? Should I take all extra cash flow I have and throw it towards loans instead of saving and investing, right? Right. The notion here, and it's not a bad one, right? People want to get rid of their student loan debt, their medical school debt as soon as possible, presumably after training has finished. Most residents and fellows just don't have the cash flow for it to really throw money at debt during training. Okay, so the problem with any kind of internet advice these days is it's impossible to hit every situation in a piece of just like blanket advice. So just know that I'm speaking in generalities here for most physicians. Okay, that being said, most physicians will likely qualify for a government student loan forgiveness program called PSLF, or Public Student Loan Forgiveness. Because most doctors usually will qualify for this program, in which their debt is completely forgiven, right, after they've fulfilled those requirements for PSLF, generally speaking, we advise physicians who are in training, you really don't want to rush to pay off your student loans. You want to keep the door open at least until after training and you know where you're going to work before you start throwing a bunch of money at student loans. We've had this happen with a few, it's rare but it happens, but a few clients in which they have made exceptionally high payments right out of training. They're giving every extra dollar they had towards their student loans. And they ended up spending a lot of money on loans, upwards of $250,000 is the example that comes to my mind right now, with a gal that had just finished training, threw everything she had at it. And her loans would have been forgiven within 12 months of meeting with us had she started on the PSLF program back in training and carried through with it post-training, right? $250,000 for a mid-30s physician. If you extrapolate that money out over time, the amount of dollars that she would have had at age 60, 65, traditional retirement age, by not having paid that student loan off was staggering. It was more than $1 million. I know that. So the bottom line is the key here is just being strategic in your thinking. Keep your options open. We know that physicians want to have debt off the books. That's a good mindset to have. But you want to think strategically about it and when you start doing that. And generally speaking, it is not in a physician's advantage to start that process during training. And even within the first year or two post-training, you want to really make sure that you know what you're doing there before there's kind of an irreparable mistake. And money being spent that doesn't need to be spent on loans. Till next time, all the best.